words before we begin to explore a little bit why we are here. That's not a philosophical question, more why are we here with Imogen and Amie today? And I think there are at least three reasons that spring, at least in my mind. Firstly, that we're here to witness Amie and Imogen joining together. And secondly, that we're here to celebrate their love. And thirdly, that we are collectively pledging our support as Amie and Imogen commit to sharing the rest of their lives together. And those three things are wonderful things.
Dearest Imogen, ogling pie. Of course, it should be Daddy standing here on this, your wedding day, with his wonderful voice and words. He would have known exactly what to say. So the beginning. You had us waiting 2 whole weeks before you decided to arrive. It probably explains a lot about you. You stole all of our hearts. Jessica's, Leo's, Mungo's. You were the gel to cement our family. No longer his and hers, but ours. Following the family tradition to teach from those early years in Beijing, where Stephen, who saw you teaching, said then, you were born to teach. To now at your primary school, about to tackle those small, very lucky children. Today is such a very special day, welcoming your very wonderful Amie into our family. You two have found such happiness together. I know your future will be filled with lots of love, laughter, and music.
So it was a warm September morning. Amie and I were on our way to play a gig at a vineyard. And we were running a bit late, and I'm 110% sure that this was my fault. As I apologised weakly and slumped into the car seat, I came to realise that Amie was also due on her period. This meant that everyone, including myself, was awful and dreadful, and maybe even evil. So to make matters worse, this was Amie's least favourite type of gig. This was background music. And that's what these boys had to do this evening, so that's Amie's least favourite type of gig. And those of you that know Amie well know that she's not designed to blend into the background, nor does she have the ability to be subtle. I remember the moment her frustration came to a head, with sunglasses hanging off her sour face, one Birkenstock halfway across the stage, hands on hips, she leaned in towards the microphone, and to my sheer horror, sarcastically blurted out at the crowd, "Thanks." After the gig, I managed to persuade Amie to come meet my friends who had arrived towards the end of the second set. She reluctantly agreed, and I'm so glad she did. As Amie and I walked away from the group, she turned to me with wide eyes and said, "Oh my God, Imogen Winkley, who on earth is that woman? She is the most beautiful woman I have ever seen.
We can't, of course, know exactly what it is that makes the love between Imogen and Amie tick, because love is a deeply private and personal thing. But we can all have a pretty good idea that Imogen and Amie mean the world to each other. Imogen describes Amie with these 3 words: mesmerising, passionate, dramatic. Which I think you can probably identify with, those who know Amie well. Amie describes Imogen with these 3 words: enchanting, calm, and honest. And in the choice of those 3 words alone, we can sense the love, the respect, and the complementarity that is entwined in the relationship between Amie and Imogen. Imogen admires Amie's ability to talk to everyone and the way she makes everyone want to open up to her, and that is a rare and valuable gift. She inspires confidence in people, and people want to be close to Amie. Amie admires how independent Imogen is, the fact that she's lived in places all over the world and has done so many amazing things just because the thought occurred to her that she could do it, and so she did. And Amie admires Imogen's ability to learn languages and to have strength and ability to remain calm in all situations. And of course, Amie admires Imogen's beauty, claiming that Imogen is the most beautiful woman she has ever seen, both inside and out. Imogen loves Amie's excitement, the joy she takes in so many things, and the joy of being alive. She feels everything so intensely, the way Amie might cry because she's seen a lamb being born, or because they're up in the mountains looking at a beautiful view, or the simple joy of the huge smile on Amie's face as she's splashing around in water. There is a joy in Amie about being alive, and that is something, many things that Imogen loves about Amie. Amie loves everything about Imogen. She loves in particular how Imogen's mind works. And as her brother, I can say it is a mysterious and wonderful mind, incredibly. She thinks very much in her own way, and it makes her beautiful and incredibly unique and deeply imaginative. And Amie loves how much Imogen lets herself be herself with Amie, and that she will celebrate with her when she's happy, but also share those lower moments with total honesty, and that Amie feels that she can be very much her best self with Imogen. So with our joyful support, Imogen and Amie are committing their lives, their whole selves, forever to one another. And in this very personal service, we send them together through the little gate into the wide open pastures of married life. I thought about that long and hard. No. And this is a wonderful, wonderful thing that we are sharing together.
Imogen, you are home to me. You are my safe place and my anchor, my strength and my soul. Your smile is like a sunrise, and your presence is to me as calming as waves lapping the shoreline. Falling in love with you has led to me falling in love with life again. You are stardust. When I was little, I had a saying. It was the only way I knew how to put a lot into words. And so, I love you, all of the stones in all of the universes, even the tiny stones that make up the sand. And that's a lot because I checked it up. With that being said, I want to make some promises to you today. I want to kiss you first. I promise to love you, not just for who you are today, but to love you in all of your forms, always. To walk beside you in this life and hopefully in many more to come. I vow to hold and support you, to be your guide, to nourish and lift you up in all of your endeavours. I promise to love you more than all of our bad days and more than anything that might ever try and come between us. I vow to give you all of me forever. I will be your safe place and your anchor. I will be your warmth and your strength. I will be home to you. But more than all of this, I'm going to love you, Mrs. Winkley Tarrant, until you are old and wrinkly Tarrant. I'm going to take it out of the box. Yeah. We throw the box into the crowd and see who gets it.
Unfortunately for Amie, sorry to bring it down. Iggy was, as far as we all knew, uninterested in women at the time. Boobs just didn't do it for her. And Bella was kind enough to tell Amie this. But then, fast forward a few weeks, and I get a call from my sister to tell me that she's been on a date with a few women. And then, as we've heard from our bride already, Iggy has a night with me and Bella squared, and she hears some voice notes from our dear Amie over here. And it seems to Bella and I that she may just be slightly enamoured by her. So, Bella and I get scheming straight away.
We started to think about ways that we could get Iggy and Amie in the same place, in the same location, and we decided on the music night that you've heard a little about. So to our sheer delight, Iggy confirmed that she would attend the music night at my flat. She then didn't reply to my messages for 2 weeks, so we called off the night. However, on the morning of what would have been the music night, Iggy texted me saying, "I'm so sorry I haven't replied for your messages. Looking forward to later." Action stations. I start receiving multiple panicked selfies of Amy's outfit choices. Music night turned out to be a very pleasant evening. However, Henry and I both agreed that sadly, Imogen wasn't interested. Sorry, Ames.
Now, I have it on good authority from the bride herself that she thought she was flirting to absolute perfection. She'd been mastering this skill for years.
Today begins my walk with you. From our first date over 2 years ago, I've loved you and you have been the best partner I could have asked for. You're my friend, my lover, my impulsive and darling cherub, and now my wife. I love you for all of your strengths and your flaws, just as you love me for mine. I will never try and change you, except your habit of always starting new food before the old one is finished. I promise to always put socks on your feet when you're cold but don't know it. I promise to give you hugs and comfort when you need it, and space when the world is all just too much. You got this. I promise to put you in the sea or in a pool when you're grumpy and you need water to make you all sassy. I promise to support you in everything you do, in your work, your music, your health, and to listen when you need to talk or to vent. I promise to feel all the feelings with you, to cry at beautiful sunsets and stormy mountains, to get excited with you at wild boar and other animals, and to laugh with you about just about everything. And most of all, I promise to love you with every fibre of my being. Promise, Mr. Frodo.
Amie and Imogen, Imogen and Amie, it is my great honour and pleasure on behalf of everyone present to pronounce you wife and wife. Congratulations.
that's what you'd call ready. So it's time for you to move. I'm always looking for the fall. I never realized I've always had it all. Now I'm standing, now I'm standing. Descending, controlled and free. This journey takes some time, you see. Now it's time for us to move. I'm always looking for the fall. I never realized I've always had it all. Now I'm standing, now I'm standing.
So after spending some time with Imogen at Jack and the Green weekend, Amie eventually got the hint that perhaps Imogen was interested. She planned to ask Imogen on a date in 3 months' time to give her some time to sort herself out. Luckily, I managed to persuade Amie that Imogen appeared to be mesmerised by her exactly as she is. Their first date was set for the following week. I know. After their first date, Amie told me about the most magical weekend of her life. Her voice was breaking down the phone as she told me how scared she was to be falling for someone so quickly. Could this be love? I reassured her, but I was scared for her too. Imogen Winkley, this cool as a cucumber, elegant and gentle soul. Could this be love? I turned to Bella for reassurance. I wanted to know that Amie was in safe hands and she wouldn't get hurt. And Bella told me that she had considered reaching out to me for reassurance, as Iggy had never seemed so certain of anything in her entire life. And so we smiled at each other and said in unison, "It must be love."
You must be sure there's no turning back once we're out the door. Leave your message here on the telephone, 'cause we've no idea when we're coming home. Any place we wander to, any season we go through, I'll be fine as long as I'm with you. Heaven knows.
Amie, you came into my life and changed everything in the most wonderful ways. I mean, obviously, there's the part where I'm no longer straight. But in so many other ways as well. Yeah, did you not know? Yeah, I think you might be. I have always been independent, fiercely so, stubbornly so. As anyone who's known me a while, and I think my friends and family from all over who are here today will agree, I thought that properly being with someone else meant, and having that closeness, meant giving up that freedom and living a life that was sort of dictated by others. I was like that song about the Irish eyes that you love so much, a restless soul getting under your skin and then slipping away. I never dreamed that I could be free and independent, but choose to spend all my time with you. I didn't think I could have both, and you showed me that I could. You give me the space to go off and be myself, but I always want to come back and snuggle in your arms. When we first got together, I warned Amie that my relationships tend to have an expiration date. They never last more than about 9 months, and we jokingly set our breakup date for 9 months' time. I think it was the 30th of February. Well, here we are now, 2 years, 3 months and 4 days in, and I still wake up every morning so happy and feeling so unbelievably lucky that you are part of my life and I yours. I think we balance each other out pretty well. My calm balances out your crazy. Your openness balances out my, let's call it reserve. And our silliness amplifies each other's, and our intensity of feelings is well matched. I'll cry watching a beautiful sunset or the Olympic climbing, and you'll cry at a lamb being born or a mountain view. You've also fitted so well into my family, and it's amazing to see you and Sister Bella as close as you are. It makes me so happy, even if I do want to occasionally thump your heads together when you're both being particularly obnoxious. You didn't ever get to meet my dad, and I wish he'd been here to see how happy you make me. He would have liked you. You are, to quote your own song, even if it was written by you for someone else, like the seasons, and the only constant is change. But I love all those parts of you. I love the warm, caring part that just knows when I've had a rubbish day at school and will make me a cup of tea or a hot bath and give me all the forehead kisses. The part that can tell when I'm sad and will talk me through it until I've worked out why. I love the fierce part of you that, despite declaring on an almost daily basis how much you hate people, means you still spend your life dedicated to making the lives of others better through your work, your friendships, and through your family. I love the passionate side of you that will have the brief spark of an idea, you'll mention it to me, and 10 minutes later when talking to someone else, it's a fully fledged idea that's going to happen imminently, and in fact you've already booked the tickets and ordered all the things you need for it. I love the hidden parts of you that only I see. I love the ridiculous part of you that will tell me not to talk because my throat hurts, and then 5 minutes later you'll say you're really worried about me because I'm not talking. And your silly Amie logic where you'll put half a pack of pasta in the bin because it was easier than finding a space for it in the cupboard. Or when you go around turning on the lights on and off because I used the wrong light switch. I love the musical part of you that will turn everything into a song or turn any song into what you want to say. Will you wear my gloves tonight? Is definitely in my head forever, as well as several others that I cannot mention in public. I love the vulnerable part of you that will openly admit to your favourite part of the day being when we snuggle up in bed and I sneakily put my arm under the pillow so I can cocoon you while you fall asleep. I love the spiky, cantankerous part of you that definitely knows better until I make you get into water and you turn into a sassy little pickle full of life and energy. I love the dramatic part of you for which I take zero credit, which will announce of imminent death and dishonour. If you meet the slightest inconvenience, your shoes aren't where you left them. You dropped some food on your top. I turned the big light on. I love the childlike joy we take in wiggling, which is, if you haven't tried it, the best thing to do if you're feeling at all down. In skipping, in being silly, in parsnip impressions, in making you laugh with silly walks. I can't wait to continue our adventures together, and I'm especially excited to actually go to Sweden with you and finally use the sentence, my wife is sitting on a moose. Min fru sitter på en elg. I think this is going to be particularly useful. So, will you all please join me in raising a glass, not that I have one, for my wonderful wife, Amie, my darling. I love you. To Amie.
Follow me to my favorite tree. Well, I'm offering a steady hand. I could be your security. There's no guarantee on anything.
I've grown to love the most mesmerising, stunning, intelligent woman I know. You are my other half and the part of me I never knew was missing. You came into my life and turned it around in the best possible way. You are a boomerang. You give me poor. You make me poor. Where's my money? Where is it? Where's my money?
You give me pure
Joy. And you've also taken on the role of being mummy to the most chompiest little poodle that has ever existed. And you take it all in your stride. Oh, that's my dog, not me. I'm chompy, I'm furry. Yeah, I piss anywhere I can. You make me feel loved and like I finally belong somewhere. And I remember a friend of my mum's when I was young. She was someone that you probably would have liked, actually. But she was someone who used to be, which actually I think she's a crystal ball, but she said to my mum, she said, Amie will find someone when she's in her 20s and 30s, and that will be that. But she'll struggle up until then. And I did. And then I found you, and that's that. I don't need anything else, ever. Except wine. You make me feel loved in a way I've never felt loved before. And I do think we're healing parts of each other. I know you're healing parts of me that I didn't know needed healing. And something that's actually just as beautiful is the fact that I can honestly say that I think I'm doing the same for you. And I think that's really special. There's no games. There's nothing but love between us. Unless I'm being a bitch. And then she just goes, get in the sea. I want to say thank you to everyone who's come to share in the love today. And there's too many people to mention in a speech because there's so many of our friends who have had a part to play and have been there from the beginning. And it means so much to us because I'm looking now and I can see so many faces who have had a part in this and who have grown to love us as a couple as well as separately. And I love that we're joining families in holy matrimony. So, every day with you is the best day of my life. Every day we wake up and the first thing we do is smile at each other. And that's we said that the other morning. We said, you know, still, just wake up and smile. So please raise a glass to the love of my life, my wife, my Imogen, Daisy, Arabella, and Tara. Now, if you'd all like to stick around, there's a band.
You smell like warm earth after the rain, a little bit of honey, you are home to me. You are home to me. You smell like warm earth after the rain. A little bit of honey. You are home to me. You are home to me. kiss upon the breeze. It is calling me home. 'Cause you smell like warm earth after the rain. A little bit of honey, you are home to me. You are home to me. You smell like warm earth after the rain. A little bit of honey, you are home to me. You are home to me. You smell like warm earth after the rain. A little bit of honey, you are home to me. You are home to me. You smell like warm earth after the rain. A little bit of honey, you are home to me. You are home to me.